Hello, my hospice family. Hello, my hospice family. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you will be viewing this video. Welcome back to DunsHospice. My name is Nurse Dawn. Okay, my name is Nurse Dawn, and I shall be your hostess. Can you guys? Ah, ah. Okay, let me just leave it alone. Okay, let me just leave it alone, y'all. Come on in. Come on in, my hospice family. I have my hat on. Okay, today's a hat day, okay? Today's a hat day. Hello, Dines. Hello. Thank you for coming back. Yay. I know we were together last night doing the live. We had a live session last night and you also were there. Thank you for coming back. How are you doing today? How you do? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's still very cold where I am, but I am doing well. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? How's everything going? Good evening, good morning, my beautiful people. Come on in. We're going to talk more about hospice and end of life care. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are going to talk about it. And I pray that my internet service is better than it was last night. But that's okay. We're going to get through it. So, Dine, what are you up to? What's going on with you? Are you at work? Let me know, my beautiful people. But yes, guys, I am going to talk about questions, okay? Certain questions you should be asking the hospice agency when you decide, or before actually, sorry, before you decide to enroll your loved ones under hospice. I'm looking at this actually, and you guys, I have this pamphlet that I created maybe a year ago. Let me know if you would like a copy of it, okay? This is very, very, very good. Actually, if you go into my website, dunsbeautifulpeople.com, I believe it's in the description bar, and you sign up, you could definitely get, yourself one of this pamphlet right here. Okay, so you could definitely get yourself this. But yes, my beautiful hospice family, this channel, as you know, it is for caregivers. Okay, it's for anybody who's currently taking care of a loved one who's dying. Okay, it's for anybody who's in the medical field or anyone who's curious about hospice end of life care. If you are curious about hospice, if you want to learn more about how to take care of somebody who's dying, if you know a caregiver who's taking care of somebody who has a terminal illness, this channel right here, it's for you, okay? And please share it, subscribe, be part of the family, okay? Follow me, come along with me on this journey. Once again, guys, I am on TikTok and I'm also on Instagram, all under DunsHospice, okay? All right. Thank you, Dine. Thank you. I have my cap on today. All right. So guys, so let's talk about, okay, I have four questions, all right? I have four questions that I need you guys to ask the hospice agency, okay? When you decide that you want to put your loved one under hospice care, and then the hospice nurse comes to your door, or the hospice, social worker, or the hospice staff, the hospice medical person come to your door. Okay, we are back. Can you guys hear me? Do you guys see me? Do you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me know, Dine. Can you hear me, Dine? Are you still here? All right, so when the hospice staff comes into your door, these are the questions, okay? These are the 4 questions I want us to ask, okay, when the hospice staff comes into our door. The first question is, what is your census? All right. What is your census? I want you to ask them. The first question is, what is your census? Because some hospice agencies are big and others are small. What I mean by that is some hospice agencies, they have up to 200 plus patients. Okay. And others, get this, others might just have 10. Others might just have, 30. All right. So you need to know what is their census, like how many patients they currently have, because the bigger the hospice company, okay, the more likely they may have more advanced equipments, okay, for your loved ones. And also keep in mind, the smaller the hospice company, it might be more intimate. Okay, it might be more intimate. So it all depends on what you want. Okay, it all depends on what you want for your loved ones, what you are comfortable with. So number one, you need to ask them for the census. Okay, ask them, how many patients do you currently have? Okay, you need to ask them, how many patients are you currently caring for? All right, because that is very, very, very big. All right, because for example, if your loved one has a lot of pain, is an excruciating pain, like for example, if your loved one has bone cancer or any kind of cancer where they are in a lot of pain, a bigger company, guys, might be better, because then they might have like a CAD pump, they might have all of these other things that will help your loved ones to be comfortable. All right, let's see. Dine says, where are you from? I was born. Do you mean where was I born, Dine? What exactly do you mean by where am I from? I'm from planet Earth. How about that? Be more specific. Like, do you mean like where was I born, or do you mean where was I raised? Abhish says, hello, my name is, hi, nice to meet you, my friend. Welcome to the family. Be sure to subscribe, okay? Give me a like, follow me. All right, we are talking about end-of-life care. We are talking about hospice and what to do when you find your loved one with a terminal illness, okay? What to do when you want to enroll your loved ones under hospice, all right? And also my hospice family, listen to me, please. If you decide to go with a smaller company, that smaller company, the staff will probably have more time. The staff will probably have more time to devote to your loved ones, to devote to your family. Okay, so keep that in mind, because the nurse will have a smaller caseload. So smaller caseload, a smaller census means, she will have more time for you to spend in the house with you and your loved ones. Okay, so I mean, there is no good or bad. It all depends on you. It all depends on you, what you're looking for, okay, in terms of the census. All right, in terms of the care. Country Dine, I was born in Haiti. So I'm Caribbean. I was born in the Caribbeans. I came to the US at the age of 9. I was born in the Caribbean. So yes. Yes. um yes, so that's number 1. Okay, guys, any questions about the first thing that we talked about? Let me know, my husband's family. Okay, so the second question that I want us to ask the agency is, will hospice be covered by my insurance? Will it be covered by my insurance? Okay? Because most likely, most often, I want to say um 90 97% of the time or 99% of the time, hospice is indeed covered by Medicare, Medicaid. Okay, your insurance will cover hospice. I'm not sure how it is in other places. Like, for example, Dine, do you guys have hospice care in India? Like, do you guys have, like a program that is specifically related to people who are at end of life, or who's dying? Let me know. Yes, my husband's family. So most often, okay, the agency will cover your loved ones. They will cover it because of Medicare. Medicaid will cover it 100%. So you don't have to, spend a dime. It's all free. But at the same time, my husband's family, if in the rare chances that your insurance does not cover hospice, some family, they could afford it. Okay, like the family, who has more means, they could afford it. Or sometimes the agency will have like a sponsor program where they will bear the cost. Like, they will sign your loved ones on for free, and then the hospice will pay for everything without being reimbursed by the insurance company. Does that make sense? Let me know, guys, if that makes sense. So once again, hospice is usually covered by your insurance company. Hospice is covered by, Medicare, Medicaid. In the rare occasions that Medicare, Medicaid does not cover hospice, families, if they have the money, they will cover it themselves. And if they don't have the money, then hospice will bear the cost. Like, hospice will, cover for everything, just out of the goodness of their heart. Okay, my husband's family. All right, so that's number 2. Okay, let me know, guys, if you have any questions about any of the things that I just talked about. Okay. Um, thank you, Di. Okay, so number 3. Number 3 is, and like I said, I just have 4 questions that I want us to ask. Okay. Number 3 is, which medications will hospice pay? Okay. You need to find out which medications will be covered by hospice care. Now, let me tell you this, my hospice family. Let me tell you this, my caregivers. Most often, hospice will cover mostly all of your medications, especially the medications that are directly related to your diagnosis. Okay, like, for example, if you have a diagnosis of heart failure, okay, if you are under hospice for heart, and you are also a diabetic, okay, hospice will cover all of your heart failure medications. Okay, but they may not cover, okay, and most likely they will not cover your medications for diabetes. So you need to know that, because we cover any medication that's for comfort measures, any medication that's directly related to the disease, to the illness that you are under hospice for, okay? But if it's another diagnosis that you have, it will not cover it unless it's the hospice diagnosis. Does that make sense, my hospice family? So yes, my caregivers, um, make sure you ask the nurse, the admitting nurse, which medication will be covered. Okay, that's very important. Very, very important. Okay. Okay. And then the other question. Okay, the other question is, um, you need to know and you need to ask them what additional services are included, meaning what additional services will hospice pay for. Okay, will hospice have? Like, for example, I know that in one of the hospice companies that I used to work for, they used to provide pet therapy, Reiki therapy, massage therapy, music therapy. Okay, so these are all different services that different hospice companies provide for. So one hospice agency might have pet therapy where, you know, the therapist will bring a dog to your home. The therapist will bring a cat to your home, you see, to interact with your loved one who's dying. Whereas another agency might have music therapy. Okay, so you need to interview these agencies. Okay, you need to interview them to find out which additional services that they provide, because every single hospice agency, guys, every single one of them has to provide the nurse, the social worker, the doctor, and an aide. Okay, so those are the four required members. Oh, and a chaplain too. Those are the four required members that, you know, you need to have when it comes to, you know, being under hospice. But some agencies go above and beyond because, you know, hospice care, we not treat, but we service the whole body, like from, you know, the whole system, like body, mind, and soul. Okay, we service you as a whole person. It's a holistic approach. All right, so because of that, some of them will offer extra, like I said, massage, pet, music therapy, all of these additional services. Okay, so based on you, based on your loved one, like based on how your dad is or your mom is or your, you know, husband, your wife is, like what is important to them, you should ask the hospice company. Okay, based on those. All right, my hospice family. Now, does that make sense? So yeah, these are the four questions, guys. These are the four questions that I really want us to focus on asking. Okay, and of course, let me know if there are more questions out there that you think is important to know about, like you as a hospice caregiver, you as a hospice nurse who's watching this video, or, you know, the patient. What are some of the questions you think would be important for you to know about or for you to ask? Let me know. Well, that's what I wanted to come out here and say, guys. If you don't have any questions, I think I'm going to end the video. Okay, so these are the four questions that I believe would help you when you are signing your loved one under hospice care. Okay, and of course, if you haven't done so, be sure to subscribe and be part of the family. Okay, like the video, be sure to share, all right, with anybody who's currently under hospice care or who's taking care of somebody with a terminal illness. All right, guys, I love you with the love of Jesus Christ, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and each other. All right, see ya.